One of the things affecting projects here in Charleston, as well as all across the country, is a lack of skilled craftsmen. It's something that we've been dealing with our Generation Next project, and it is something that this community is doing something about. They have actually banded together to create a college for the building arts. In fact, it's the only school in the country that gives a bachelor's degree in building arts, and we have been lucky enough to convince them to work with us on our project. And so what's the program like? What kind of classes do the students go through? What do they learn?
Well, we provide a really unique education here at the American College in that our students are still required to have a liberal arts core, but it's also combined with professional crafts training. So no other school in America offers that kind of education.
Love that. So how about a tour?
I'd love to give you a tour. This is our material science classroom, and the students here are studying about materials that will be durable, lightweight, whether you're talking historically or in modern times. Those are important qualities. You know, how do materials corrode? How do they stand up to weather and other things?
And so they've got access to all of the traditional academic resources like any college.
They do. The school is very wired in technology. We've got all the modern teaching equipment.
And they also spend a lot of time in the shop.
They spend at least half their time, especially in their junior and senior year, they're working primarily in the shops. And this is where the students who are specializing either in timber framing or architectural carpentry do their work.
What a space you have here.
And here's an example of some joinery.
Oh yeah. So some in progress. I think that's a scarf joint, if I've got that correct, and it's set up to receive a little key right here.
Indeed.
And so what are the students working on? Are these just projects, or are they actually building something?
Right now they're actually working on putting together the principal members for a new mezzanine that's going to go in this area of the building.
Oh, that's great. You got the students improving their own space.
Expand their workspace. How many colleges can say that?
Looks like the layout for one of those keys to connect these two beams right here.
Exactly.
So they learn a lot of timber framing. They come out of here with that specialty?
They do. And actually a lot of our students may work a few years for a general contractor, but a great number of them go on to become entrepreneurs, and that way they can pass their skills on down to the next generation. So we're not just educating for today, but for the future as well.
That's terrific.
So Kevin, this is our traditional masonry program. Of course, Charleston homes, many of them build a brick, an important building material here in Charleston. And in addition to that program, we have stone carving and plaster work. Here's an example in stone carving. This student is working on a cornice that will go up on this wall to add decorative elements to this room.
What's that material?
That's Indiana limestone.
Wow, so something like that gets hand carved. This is sort of the interim step, and then this smooth finish right here is the final?
Exactly.
That is
exactly.
remarkable. Okay, and the layout that's going on here, what's this?
These students are working on doing the layout for one of the Queen Eleanor crosses that you see in England.
That's going to be replicated?
It is.
Wow.
We're 12, now there are only 3 left, and these guys are working to recreate them.
So sort of a full-scale layout from a model over
It
there.
is.
Amazing. And then obviously they work on plaster too, right?
Indeed. This is actually a smaller scale reproduction of the ceiling at Drayton Hall Plantation outside of Charleston.
That's one of your most prominent plantations.
It is, and indeed it's probably one of the most significant examples of Georgian Palladian architecture in America.
So the students did all of that?
They did, and it's still a work in progress, as you can see. They're continuing to complete it.
That is amazing.
It really is. This is our iron workshop, one of the most interesting parts of the building, I believe.
And one of the noisiest too.
It is one of the noisiest. Remember earlier when we were talking about the American College being founded in the aftermath of Hurricane Hugo? There was one significant artisan left in town practicing then, and that was Philip Simmons. He was a blacksmith, was responsible for about 500 pieces of the ironwork in our beautiful town.
I mean, what a critical trade down here with all of your beautiful ironwork on the fences and the gates for all those beautiful gardens.
It is, indeed, and he wanted to make sure that his legacy, his expertise would be passed down to future generations, and there was no one there. And so he was instrumental in the founding of the American College of the Building Arts because he wanted to ensure that this level of craftsmanship would continue into the future.
And here it is, right? Continuing to this day.
Right here. I'd love to show you the library.
Sure.
Okay. So this is another of my favorite places here at the American College of the Building Arts, and that's our library. We have more than 8,500 volumes on the building arts. It's a unique space.
Sure, now we're back on a college campus.
We are. We're back into the academic side. And speaking of which, I'd like you to meet our president, General Colby Broadwater.
General, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Kevin.
You have a terrific facility here. This place is awesome.
Thank you. We're really proud of it. We moved in this time last year.
Great. Well, we're hoping that maybe you guys can actually help us out. As you know, we've got a project here in town, and we've got a couple of things that could really use your guys' expertise if you're willing to throw in with us.
We would really love to see if we can assist you in any way that could to get this house restored.
I love it. A perfect match. All right, Lee, thank you so much for the tour.
Thank you. It's
Great
good to be
spot.
with you.
Same. Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.